omni-channel frontier, land-based and online gaming.
Thank you for being here early in the morning. But, I guess it's the opening of the show, so we really don't want to miss it. Stephen, thank you for your speech, for the keynote side. Where we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the omni-channel, right? And is it existing, and in what form today? So let me just give each one of the panel members an opportunity to introduce themselves. They'll do it very, very quickly. We have half an hour, so we want to stay on point, and we want to really, get you some food for thought. Ideas coming away from here. So, thank you. Kurt?
Hi, I'm 𝐂𝐭𝐡. I run a company called Tyche, which offers services to operators and suppliers alike. Background is land-based, and land-based.
Joe Pisano, CEO, founder of Jade Group. We're both in the digital world and land-based. Here in Philippines, Sri Lanka, and India, and we participate in some form of omni-channel.
Hi everyone, my name is Yu-Sien. I'm from Moloco, and I manage the business for Southeast Asia and Australia and New Zealand. So Moloco is actually a machine learning company, and we provide performance marketing solutions for digital marketeers. Happy to be here.
Hi, my name is Sueiro. I'm the CEO of PH Resorts. They're a public company that is developing an integrated resort in Cebu and in parallel or online strategy. Thanks.
Thank you. So we have a very diverse, group here today, so that makes it interesting. Basically two suppliers, one of them more on the marketing technology side, one of them more on the advertising technology side. And then we have two operators, one online and one offline, partly online as well. So let's try to get to the core of it. My name is Harmen Brenninkmeijer. I represent approximately 35 companies on a global level. And we basically try to look for the most innovative and unique products that are out there. When I asked the panel, what is really omnichannel? I just want to name one example of, how I got into the omnichannel, let's say, sense many years ago when I was doing work with a company called Inspired Gaming, and that was with William Hill, where basically people could play on fixed odd betting machines, and they could take that same bet with the same game back into the online, the iGaming environment. That was going, that was pretty revolutionary at that time. And we're talking about approximately 10 years ago. That's the only true example that I've seen so far. But let the panel members dispute me on this. Kurt.
Yeah, I don't think I can really dispute that. I think there's very few examples of true omnichannel. I think one emerging one is definitely the live slots market, in which Philippines has been really a pioneer in licensing that and getting that out. While other countries have done that in the last sort of 6, 7, 8 years, it's really here that it's now growing. And I think that presents probably one of the biggest opportunities to develop a true omni-channel approach.
So, Joe?
Yeah, we partially use multi-channel in our sports betting, so you can play in a retail environment. So the same player can play retail, online, can use multiple devices, whether it's via mobile phone, tablet, or over the counter. So it's pretty much the same experience across our platform. The problem is that it doesn't integrate to all the casino platforms. So my view of multi-channel is everything should be integrated. Wallet, slots, everything on the casino floor into one system. And we don't see that anywhere today.
Yeah, so my expertise is in the customer acquisition and retention. So omni-channel today, I would say there are expertise and technologies in each of the domain, the online and offline. The key thing here is how do you link these two and make use, of this information to ensure that the user experience is very seamless and consistent. So this is where, I guess we are all here to discuss.
I believe also integration goes through the back end of the business. No? Obviously, there's a lot of challenges on the front end, as all of you expressed. No? There's not many great examples of customer experience, no? But there's also not many great examples, no, on the back, no? The CRM that can, put together all the information, no, from the online and from the land-based clients. No?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest issue when we all talk about omni-channel, right? We basically want to have the same games. Now, with live slots, there's an interesting scenario here, because on one side, the math is completely different from a standard iGaming game, slots game, versus from a actual slots game. Those math tables can be felt, right? If I play a slot machine, I can feel the math. I cannot feel the math on an iGaming game. So the interesting part is going to be, how can we turn a lot of the players that basically play for a couple of minutes and that spend quite considerably, get a better experience? The omni-channel should be able to accomplish that. And this is not just from a perspective of the game they play, but especially, as some of the panel members alluded to, from the back of the house. So from a technology perspective, are we actually ready to do this? As Joe said, I haven't seen it yet. Is there anything out there that will come close to creating an omni-channel environment? Anything? We know within the payment systems there is, but is there, anywhere else?
At the moment, if we look at standalone slots on the casino floor, there's not really anything there where the game exists in the machine. If we look at server-based slots where the games exist in the server and they're fed to the casino floor, then integrating the back-end server into your CMS and everything else, there's a possibility there. But integrating all the individual slots, no, we're not there yet.
Angel, from an operating perspective, as having a casino and having the floor, are you not worried about the cannibalization of, let's say, your games on the floor versus iGaming? Is that one of the reasons why this technology is not being picked up?
I look into that more like an opportunity, more than cannibalization. At the end of the day, we all fight for time, for players' time, and this gives me a chance to expand the durance, the period of the players playing my games. At the same time, I think it's complex just to look into omni-channel like different channels. I think the promise of the omni-channel is how to create a different experience that comes from the addition of all those different ones. And that's where I believe that everybody is trying to work now and come with solutions. But cannibalization, no, I see more opportunity than cannibalization itself.
I actually see the online enhancing traffic to the land-based property. And a recent study of Caesars has shown that after Caesars went online, their land-based revenues went up because it's a marketing tool for players that don't understand slots. They feel comfortable playing at home.
Right.
Then they come to the property and play.
Right. So let's talk to the two marketing experts on the panel here. Go ahead. With regards to how would you see the omni-channel work from a marketing perspective to get the players in?
So firstly, I will agree with Angel that I think it's not really a cannibalization, it's more of a complementary. So think of it as a different target audience that we're going after. Some people like to play online, some people like to play offline. So if you have presence in both environments, you get the best of both worlds. I will say also, actually, the technology today online is very, very advanced because literally anything and everything can be tracked. So if you take the actions of the users on how he or she plays the games and feed it to a machine learning, for example, over time it's able to learn and predict the user's behavior. So that's actually what's making it very effective. Now the key challenge here is how do you make the online and offline data talk together? And this is where I will encourage the game operators to try to find a mutual ID. And assuming you have a mutual ID that you can link the online and offline users, start from there and try to think how you can build a customer view that's unified solution that will benefit online and offline.
Kurt, from a marketing perspective, what do you think is, going to be the driving factor?
I think the driving factor, I spend a lot of time in Europe, and as opposed to what you've experienced here in Europe, they have experienced cannibalization through online. The main factor why they've experienced that is because their slot floors are aged. They haven't been investing, and COVID was kind of the final blow. So I think one way omni-channel can be a good marketing approach in that, one, they can bring in the live slot streaming, but two, there's quite a bit of discussion at the moment about also work being done the other way, where we get features that have proved popular online that are starting to come into land-based. And I'm thinking of things like turbo play or buy your bonus, which is quite prevalent in online slots, and we haven't really seen yet in land-based slots. And then, of course, the big missing link will be collecting all that data and doing something with the data so you can actually measure what's happening. That's a big missing link at the moment.
Yeah, I still want to re-emphasize the point that the games are so different, online versus offline. How do you bring, let's say, those extremely different games together into an experience that people really like? I see at the moment that we really don't. There's such different players.
They are, but what are the most popular online games? If you look at the most popular online games, they're old-fashioned land-based games in many, many ways. So I think we create a multitude of games, we create thousands of games, but how many are actually being played? Look at their revenue earners. And then look at the features that are unique to online that we could actually bring into land-based.
I believe there's also a generational component here. No? I mean, when I look into my daughter, for example, she lives in an omni-channel world, not just about gaming. No? So obviously, younger generations are way more used than us, no? To constantly shuffle, constantly change, from a land-based experience on anything, shopping, retail, whatever, to an offline. So in that sense, I guess at a certain point, if we want to attract these new generations of players, we need to understand their context. We need to understand the reality that they live. So that's part of the end of the day of we always did. That is understanding the customer, understanding what the new customers are looking for.
Yeah, one of my big things is, a lot of players that play online, they spend less because it isn't as costly to play online versus to play offline. In order to get to feel a game offline, well, on an average aristocrat, you at least got to go $500 deep. But once you get that experience, you really start feeling the game and you become far more interested in replaying that game. Is that an experience that we can, somehow see back in the online world?
When it comes to live stream slots, yes. And I think the success of the live stream slots is the trust factor. They know it's a real slot machine, and the players are playing a real slot machine as opposed to a virtual slot. The online player does spend less in virtual slots, and they're a lot quicker. Someone that goes to a casino to play an offline slot, they're buying time, and they want to go there and spend an hour on a slot machine. So they're buying time for their money for that 1 hour. Online slot, they just want to have a quick hit and out.
So just a last word as we're out of time. Half an hour goes very quickly, I'm afraid to say. We have really a good panel, so please approach them individually and then start, talking about this and, what they really can do as a solution to it. There is some very innovative, product, amongst the various suppliers here. What would be the last word if I was, now running a larger online or casino operation? Where should I be looking for in order to give myself an edge that, brings, let's say, those two different types of players together?
Make sure you get data. Whatever business you're in, data is the first thing you need.
At the moment, the two most important things in our industry are data, which then marketing, and payments. If you can't spend the money, it's useless. So yeah, payments and data.
So I would say don't be afraid of any limitations. If you don't see a solution today, as game operators, you actually have a lot of big, I would say, bird-eye view, where you can talk to different operators and find out how you can bring all the solutions together. If it doesn't exist today, it doesn't mean it will not exist tomorrow. It's really on you to see how you can bring, these solutions to the future. That's what I would say.
Related to the data, get the people that understands the data. I mean, it's great to have the data, but even look for people that understands the data from different industries, different places.
So, are there any questions from the audience? Or do we have to push it? We have to push it. We're finished? Okay, we're finished. Please visit us, talk to us personally. Enjoyed being here. Panel members, thank you very much. And let's make sure that when we sit here next year, we have some true omni-channel experiences. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.